You can sing this next song about anything at all.
Welcome, any and all, to the Monday edition of Dreaming in Paradox. We have a special overloaded edition today.
Yes.
With double the guests.
Double the fun.
I am your host, John Olson.
And I'm your host, Jose Venutolo.
And joining us today, to my right, your left, we have John Kontoyannis, producer extraordinaire. You can find him on Instagram if you want to find him at IamZeus7.
Right.
Or you can go to his website if you need a producer at zeusproducer.squarespace.com. We'll put that below. We'll give it a second.
Yeah.
All right. And then to my left, your right, we have Keith Nolan, sound man extraordinaire. You do what? Both
I do location and post.
location and post sound. It's a very necessary.
He's monitoring the sound for this show right now.
Yeah, we finally have someone to actually do a little bit of quality assurance.
This is how people know me, so I don't think anyone's ever seen my ears before.
Yeah, they're sacred.
Yes.
Sacred things.
So are you Christopher Nolan's cousin?
No, but I don't know, I might be. I send him a Christmas card every year. Hopefully he'll get back to me on
Keith?
that. Yeah.
From
yeah.
Keith?
Mhm.
From your cousin Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah, cousin Keith.
Keith.
You know, I throw in a picture of him and me. I draw it with crayons. It's, you know, it's a pipe dream.
I think he will appreciate that.
One of these days he's going to be like, he's got to be a member of the family because he just keeps doing it.
It's like, who is this Keith? It's like, oh, it's cousin Keith, from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Consistency is key.
He
can't ignore you if you do it for the rest of his life.
I mean, at some point he'll be
At
like,
some point
I
he's
need
going
to
to be
contact
like,
him.
nobody in the family knows you.
Yeah.
But we think maybe, how do you know us? He's going to reach out in some way.
Yeah, he will reach out.
One day, one can only hope.
So, since we have a full panel of filmmakers today, we wanted to talk a little bit about filmcraft. We do some different things. So, what do you do, John?
I just sit around and look pretty all day.
You sit around and look.
He does the worst part of it.
He wears Ninja Turtles glasses.
Ninja Turtle glasses, the Donatello this time around, and yeah, that's all I do. I don't really make movies. I just pretend to make movies, and yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Sorry. I am a producer and a writer. I edit pictures as well from time to time. But I kind of just fell into producing. It wasn't something I ever planned to do.
What did you want to do?
I went to college for directing. As a matter of fact, I also went for sound.
Oh, yeah?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at
A little
that.
competition.
Yeah.
See, I kind of fell into sound as just like a way that I could get work.
I think I sold you my old mixer.
Yeah. This is my first mixer I bought from you.
There you go.
My first.
Yeah, that was my first mixer too.
There's history here.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple mixer.
Yeah.
PSC Pro Mix 3.
I have upgraded since.
Nice.
We are on
He has.
a simpler simpler, more advanced system. I went to a 4-channel.
Yeah, that's the way everyone's going. It's the multi-channel. It's within
convenient.
our grasp now. The multi-track recorder that you can put in a bag. It's within the grasp of the everyday man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah.
really.
It's the future.
convenient.
It's the future. I mean,
the present.
from here,
present.
but now it's the
It's
future
happening.
in the present. From this to Skynet, there's just a small step.
Yeah.
It's a small
It starts with portable sound mixers.
Exactly.
Except world domination.
Yes. Oh, I love world domination. It's like my favorite topic.
So, but our topic for today
Which is not world domination.
is.
domination.
Hold on. So you're a
Yes.
producer.
Yes.
You're a soundman.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of post work too.
Yes.
What does that sort of entail? Like, what's
Um,
kind of your range of
Yeah,
activity?
that's the our main purpose is, we come to set and we record your audio on set, but we also take that audio and we mix it, clean it up. We do Foley and sound design and things like that.
your music?
You compose too.
We compose, but that is a different process, so it takes a little bit more communication for composing. With sound design, a lot of it is no-brainer. Editing dialogue and adding ambience and removing noises isn't it doesn't take as much. It's more technical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we that's the service is that you don't have to worry about that.
I'm going to back up just a tad here because I totally skipped over it. But if you want this service, you can go to www.awen.com. That's your business.
awenaudiodesign.com.
That is AWEN for those listening .com. I'm sure you're super affordable.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what kind of productions you work on. Actually,
Don't make him put that word in your mouth.
Yeah,
It's we can afford to be
$500
affordable because we are based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, so our rent is considerably lower.
It's handy.
The New Yorker rent.
Yeah, that was kind of the scheme was to leave New York but keep the New York connections so that we can actually have an office and not have to work out of my bedroom,
Yeah.
And I've secured an office downtown Chattanooga at the Chattanooga Workspace, and we work primarily on the internet. It's all through the fiber.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do that way too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
It's an interesting thing because sometimes when I start thinking like if the internet goes away, I will have like my means of supporting myself will just be cut by 70%.
yeah.
Like I rely so much.
I don't
on
think it's
internet.
going anywhere anytime soon.
It's
So
not,
that's
but
good.
but it's like we have become so
Yeah, no,
dependent
I rely on it.
So
Big
dependent, like my source of income depends. I mean, even this goes online. Like
Yeah.
I think
All of it.
internet has become more than just a luxury. It's almost like water.
it's a
and
necessity.
Power. Yeah.
I mean, there are parts of the world. There's parts of the world that if you don't know how to,
Yep.
if you don't know how to navigate internet, you're considered how do you call it when a person doesn't know how to read? What's the
Illiterate.
word? Illiterate. Yes, correct. That's like it's part of like not being able to use a computer. It's
Yeah.
a form of
It's a
illiteracy.
detriment.
It's a form of literacy right now these days.
Or at least
So
I
get
use it.
get your act together.
But
Get a
so
computer.
our topic, yeah, get your act
Your act together.
right, yeah.
Buy a book.
Stop fucking around.
That's right. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
But our topic today is about kind of when you're doing the job that you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most important thing? So, since we're already kind of over here with you, Keith, we'll start with you. So you wanted to talk a little bit about post because that's more kind of your
Thing.
I mean, we can talk about production too.
yeah. So like, what's for you anyway? What's the most important thing? I know there's always a lot to think about.
Really, the priority is the dialogue, especially on location. That's really the purpose of the sound guy is to make sure you're getting, standard, if not above standard dialogue quality. That's where we usually start with post too. We do the dialogue edit first, and we kind of work around that. That's really the backbone of the mix. And other than that, I think Foley is a huge. It's huge because it takes a lot of time and effort, but it's also huge because Foley is the part of the movie that sucks you in. It makes you zone out.
It adds so much.
Yeah, Foley in recent years has become like I saw Sicario the other day, and you hear almost every possible movement has a sound to it. Especially when they're smoking cigarettes, you hear the fingers on everything. It's almost like you are that person. It's very point of view.
Yeah.
And
it can do a lot.
yeah.
I remember a few years back watching No Country for Old Men, which has no soundtrack.
yeah,
It has no ambient music.
you don't even
Like,
notice.
The only music that's there is like what might be on the radio or whatever. The audio sound design is just impeccable, and it really does. You're saying pull you right in.
Yeah, you don't even notice that it doesn't have music because the
absolutely.
the Foley is so.
The first time I watched it, I
intricate.
didn't even realize. I didn't think
Yeah.
about it. And
Yeah.
like it didn't even register that it didn't have a soundtrack.
Yeah, and the wind in that movie, like that. There's a lot of environmental sounds in that movie. The sound of the desert, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's Coen Brothers, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
their Foley work is. I mean,
They
it's
know
not
what they're
their
doing.
Foley work, but the people they hire are very detail oriented in that realm, and that's kind of like as a post sound company, Foley is kind of the next step because it's so crucial in every single movie.
Yeah, it's like it really sort of takes down that wall.
Oh yeah.
You have very good diction.
What about my
Good
my?
diction.
Very good diction.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
You enunciate properly. Like I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Jose's working on it.
I'm working
I speak
on
in
it.
sound bites.
Yes, I know. Like
It's
I
kind of
noticed that.
weird to listen.
Like your sound should be pristine for
Yeah,
this.
you've got to.
Yeah, I can pay attention to you guys so well right now because I can hear everything that
Every
you're saying.
little thing.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
Like
feel
if
like-
we were like next to you.
I feel like I should, expose my ears to the world.
Oh, it's
Oh,
happening.
look at that! Oh, look at that!
Oh, they're beautiful.
Look at that!
Yes.
They look like ears.
It's
can
it's
do the
a, it's a
whistle
tough
properly.
road. It's a tough road.
I did. No,
that.
oh,
No, you do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You
I
the
can't
whis-
do it.
whis-
Oh, you can't.
can whistle?
Wait, you
I can't do
whistle?
that whistle
Oh,
properly.
gotcha.
You can't whistle on the internet.
No,
No, it's illegal.
it's illegal to
Yeah.
whistle on the internet.
Yeah.
It's,
We're not ready for that
You
yet.
just committed a crime.
Oh damn it!
So I'm
we're
going to
gonna
jail?
Yeah.
We're both going to jail.
So
We can be
as-
cellmates.
Yes.
You can't whistle in jail either.
You can't whistle in jail now, and
Well,
and you
we're
can't
not
drop
gonna
the
be
soap
whistling,
either.
You know, so
It sends the wrong message.
Don't drop the soap.
It's the wrong
I see.
message.
Yeah.
don't drop the soap.
Don't whistle
Like
in
if you
the
drop it,
shower.
just like
Yeah.
don't pick it up.
No
Do
shower
you're too,
whistling.
it puts off too carefree a message.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's not guarded enough. What is so as a producer? What's
As
what's-
that thing that they
what's-
call a producer.
What's most important?
The
Most people
producer.
don't even know what a producer.
The producer.
does.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the
You
question.
just throw money at things, right?
That's the perceived
No.
notion. You know, like it's the producer's the money guy, right? And it's actually not that simple. So,
No.
we are responsible for raising money, absolutely, but we're also responsible for the creative part as well. So, and there are two types of producers. There's the creative producer. There's the analytical producer. I fall more to the creative producer just because that's how I was trained anyway. So, the most important part. Well, I'll start with offset. A movie gets made in development and pre-production. That's when the movie gets made. Everything else is easy. It just goes. It's production, post-production. You have to do all the marketing, and then you have to go through distribution. But that stuff is relatively simple. To actually get the movie made is really, really hard because you got to get the money, you got to develop the story, you got to develop the characters, you got to make. I'm always on the phone. I'm always writing emails. Trying to get cast, all these kinds of things. So the most important part for me for the movie is pre-production or development and pre-production. That's it. Because if that's done properly, then the production will go very, very smoothly. And as far as on set, here's the thing. On set, there isn't much a producer can do because, you have to leave the director to focus on his vision, let him take care of it, that him or her, they're running the ship.
Yeah.
That's what they're there to do. We are there to make sure you guys stay on schedule, make sure you don't go over budget, and put out any crazy, ridiculous fires that always happen. That is pretty much what we do on set. So,
Yeah.
that's
There's a lot of logistics in film that people who watch films.
Oh yeah,
care about.
there's a
I have
ton.
no
They
idea.
don't
like-
need to think about.
Right. There's no
And
need.
somebody's
got
to do that. Though.
Exactly. So like if you see when you see a movie like Sicario, right? We'll take that example. You see the movie; it's 2 hours long. Let me tell you, man. I mean, you all know this as well. Like that 2 hours probably took like 5 or 6 years to make.
Yeah.
Altogether, and all the logistics behind it, again, from getting the money, writing the script, getting the cast, getting the director, going through all the paperwork, and by paperwork I mean like contracts and
Yeah.
Union stuff.
I mean, there's
stuff, right.
paperwork for every single person you've
Everything.
got.
Yeah.
Every little interaction you can imagine, there's got to
Right.
be papers.
And so that's what we do. That's what producers do. We take care of all of that, and stuff that we haven't even talked about, right? So, and the idea is to protect everyone as well. So when you are on set, you don't have to worry about those things. You just go, you do your job, do it well, and we'll take care of the rest. And that's why we win Best Picture.
Yeah.
You know,
You literally.
That's why it's the most
they
important
get
Oscar
made
in the
because people are
Yeah.
producing them.
Right,
Like
exactly.
the title is actually very accurate.
They
Right,
make
it's
the movie
exactly-
happen.
We produce, so we have to do
Yeah, you
things.
get it
You
done.
make the
Produce
movie
results,
happen.
you
That's the
know.
thing.
We
You make the movie happen.
Get
You
the
Well,
pieces
I mean,
together.
you
You
juggle
get
all the
pieces
elements
together, but I mean, it's a team effort, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone joins in, everyone does what they're supposed to do, but the producer is on the project from the moment you give them the script
Yeah, the
all the way to
producer-
the moment, you see it on an airplane and you see it on television, you're taking care of all these things. So while a director could be on the set and could be on the movie for maybe, say, a year, after he's done or she's done, okay, maybe they might stick around for a little bit more, maybe do some press
Depending
releases,
on their
depending
role,
on
their
right.
other
But
roles.
other than that, they're on to the next thing. The producer sticks with a movie for a very long time, so you've got to love it. If you don't love it, then don't do it.
All right. So, Jose, in terms of like what you do, or what position are you going to go with, first of all?
I'm gonna go with directing.
Yeah, directing.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with that. I mean,
So
I
as
think
a
we're both
director-
directing, but
What's top priority?
as a director, my top priority is harmony.
Harmony.
Harmony. Yes, I think that a product, it's harmed by the lack of harmony in a set. And I'm talking about. I'm not. Yeah, during production. I'm talking about during production, which is mostly where even in post production. I mean, in pre and post production. I mean, the fact that you get along with the people that have to collaborate with you, to me, is crucial, because otherwise it's a drag to go to. Like, if you know that you're gonna go to set and it's gonna be like tension constantly, somebody's yelling, somebody gets angry constantly, somebody just doesn't listen, there's always some sort of drama, and then it just makes it more difficult to go. And then like, you have to hide behind the work, you have to just go and focus on work, and then it takes the fun away. Then it's just a job. Like it's the same thing as going to the office and having a boss that is an asshole or something like that. Like, you need to do it because you need to make money, or you need to but at the end of the day, it feels good to go to a setting which everybody's friendly and the product gets an extra thing from it. When people do that, and that comes with time. And I feel that most of the times when you see these, you see people like Spielberg or like Christopher Nolan, or like, they have teams. Sometimes you forget that you see one name, and usually it's like you see the actor's name, you see the director's name, but then there's some other names, like the producer's names,
sometimes you
the
see
composers.
the writer,
They
sometimes you
don't.
see
They
the
are
producer.
They're not as out there as these other people who are the front end of a movie. But if you go and you find a successful director that consecutively and steadily makes good movies, if you look in the credits, you're gonna see a lot of names that are always there.
Yeah.
Which means that he doesn't do the magic by himself. He does the magic because he has a very good team that has followed him, that connects with him, that understands his vision and supports it in the best way. So the best product you can get comes from the best thing that you can get. So I feel that, and that comes with harmony. That's why Caitlin Kennedy, produces all Spielberg films, and then you see her in the credits and all. That's why he always calls John Williams. He always there is certain, and then there's so many other names that I probably don't know about.
Yeah.
And I bet you they are consistently in all his films, and then the products are good. Harmony.
Yeah, I feel like directing is the thing I want to do most. Lately, I've done kind of a lot of different things. We've done some producing, as well as I've done some sound work recently,
And editing.
actually.
Nice.
Which was for a long time my bread and butter.
Sound guys are in high demand because
They're always needed.
Yeah.
And it's sadly something that, like, small productions,
overlook.
they overlook it. Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
And then
they
regret
learn
it.
very quickly.
Yeah. Then they regret it.
Do not ever overlook your sound.
No.
Ever. You can
No.
have some like messed up editing from time to time in your picture when you're submitting to festivals, but if your sound is messed up, you are automatically disqualified.
Yeah.
So do not skimp on your sound.
When
And
I'm
everyone will
directing-
hate you.
What's that?
Right.
And everyone will hate you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yeah, like a
Because
lot
your
of people
movie
say
sounds
that,
bad.
like, if it sounds bad, it takes people out so quick.
Yeah.
It does.
It's the kind of thing that you really, like, you don't notice until it's bad.
It's a huge red flag for indie picture.
Yeah.
There's been countless studies where they show the same film with grainy footage, one with good sound and one with bad sound, and the one with good sound, it works, but the one with bad sound, people
Yeah.
throw up.
It's
and,
kind of a thankless
get
job,
vertigo.
but when it's
terrible.
when it's wrong, it's
When it's wrong,
everyone
yeah.
notices.
Oh yeah.
You want it to be something that people don't even.
Oh yeah, the
about it.
best
It's invisible
sounding-
magic.
like No Country for Old Men. You
Yeah.
know, that's just classic example of just excellent sound, and we all should be striving to be like that.
Yeah. I'm always actually really thankful for my time as a sound guy, because like anytime I'm directing, I always make sure that they have what they need.
Oh yeah.
And I guess that's probably my answer also, is just that like making sure making sure each department has what they need. Because if you give each department their due attention, I think that they're all going to do their job better. Like, because everybody wants, no matter what department you're in, everybody wants that kind of moment with the director where they get to go over the thing that they want to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Like makeup needs that person, wardrobe needs that time, sound needs that time, the cinematography needs that time. Like, not so much the gaffers and the grips because they follow the DP, but like everybody kind of needs to have their due time. So like the thing I always try to make sure that I do is like when we schedule it, to like make sure that we have enough time to kind of get to everybody so that everybody feels taken care of, because then everybody like puts in just that much more effort. As soon as you start feeling ignored on set, this has happened to me, right? Like nobody gives a crap about what I'm doing. It's like, well, then why should I give a crap?
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Having a good AD helps with that.
It helps a lot.
That is true.
Because, I mean, sometimes the director needs to be focused on certain artistic elements, and they don't need to be answering questions about lunch and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love having a great AD that's
It
not
can be-
necessarily loud, but someone who is doing that, like making sure everyone is taken care of so that the director can focus on the actors and framing up, like the stuff that's fun about being a director,
Yeah. But I mean, like the most fun for directing for me is planning out the shots. It's like that moment.
Pre-production.
Is that moment in pre-production where you sit down with the director of photography and you map out.
Do you
what
guys
the
do
film's gonna look
storyboards?
like. I do storyboards. Yeah, storyboards and floor plans.
Nice.
And to me, that's the most fun because it's like really, like you kind of get to play God a little bit, and it's
You do.
like, and that of course goes much smoother than the actual set's going to go, and a lot of that's going to fall by the wayside. But
You can't say God on the internet.
you
Sorry.
can't say,
It's illegal.
Oh, my bad.
It's illegal.
It's a
Yeah.
curse word now.
Yeah.
It's called the big guy.
The
It's
big
called the
guy.
big guy. Or the big girl.
kahuna.
I mean, it could
Big
be.
girl.
It's the big it.
The big.
The big it.
The big.
The big.
The big.
The big.
Yeah.
The whole.
So you get to play the big.
I wanna-
It doesn't have quite the same.
I want to say something. This is pretty quick because you guys were talking about something relevant. I read one time when I was back in college. I went to college for computer engineering. Shocking.
I didn't know
And yes, never finished it though.
That's a
but
cover,
I
though,
did.
for what
I
you
did
really
when-
did.
Yeah.
I did, yeah, correct. So
Sit around
I
and smoke
had
cigarettes.
a lot. I'm playing pool, skipping classes to play pool. I'm good at pool, but anyway.
Streetwalker.
The point is that sometimes we will see classes for management because my university had a compilation between management and engineering. So they were trying to make engineers who are able to manage. So I saw a lot of classes of like increasing production and things like that. And then there was this example that they told us about this company who did a test. And what they did is that the place where this company was, like where people will work, like the workshop or something, it was really hot. So they put air conditioning inside, and then they saw that the production went up. And then, so they found out like, oh, if we better the environment of workers will do a better job. But in order to prove it, you need to also see if it was that. So they took the air conditioners away a month later, and the production kept up. It kept it didn't go down. So when they started researching what actually made the production go up, and it was the fact that the employee felt that they were paying attention to them. Like the employee felt like they are trying to improve I'm not just a number, I'm not just
So often in any job,
and it's
easy
so
to
important.
feel like you're expendable, or like
Exactly.
nobody really cares about your position. I worked in retail for many years, and it's like you never really feel like management like cares about the importance of your job, like on the floor or something like that. And it's like all those positions are important. You wouldn't have that job if it wasn't important. It just like
Exact.
wouldn't be there.
Exactly. You have a good AD, but like technically you could say a good set. You need to have a good everybody. Like I understand what you're saying with the AD because sometimes but what if you have a bad sound guy, you have a bad gaffer, you have a bad the idea is that everybody above the Call of Duty AD, then it's important. But technically in a set everybody needs to be on point.
Yeah, that needs to be part of pre-production is figuring out. And I find myself working with the same directors because, like you said, the once you get comfortable and you know how people work and
you want to work with them
exactly,
again.
Yeah.
and that's kind of the nature of this industry is it's so based on your name and your reputation, and if you're being a addiction on set, then no one's going to hire you in the future. And I think sound guys kind of have a reputation of being kind of weird and I don't know. I try to be the opposite.
The solitary sound.
Yeah, kind of like the guy that
you try to be the opposite. You fail.
Yeah. Well, no. I keep my mouth shut, and a guy told me that sound guys should be quiet. I think that's horse manure, but I think that a sound guy has the potential to be a big part of the morale on set because they're dealing with actors and they're dealing with wardrobe people when they're miking people up. Sometimes I need help from the wardrobe. They're dealing with the director, the sound guy. He's not quite as much in the spotlight as the DP, the director of photography, but if a sound guy is being a prude, it's really going to resonate through the whole the whole crew. And I think G&E, they're allowed to be whatever they want. That's usually where the party's at.
Reign,
yeah, that's usually where the party's at. But
it's true. It's true. G&E, yes.
It's just an army.
They
of
can
dudes,
party. They know how to party.
And women.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like ideally a sound guy.
Machine, man. If all the right cogs.
Yeah,
in the
just
right
stay out of
place,
their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with a good sound guy is gonna be friendly, but not in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you don't want to be waiting on them. I make a big point to always be ready.
Everybody always feels like they're waiting on the sound.
Yeah, because I mean, it's funny though because you could be on point the whole entire shoot, and then you have to change one battery, and everyone's like, they don't give you an inch. And and it's damn.
No matter how many times the camera goes down,
yeah, exactly.
How long the lights take to get set up.
It's
as soon as you have to do something.
And it's usually a big joke. We're waiting on sound is a huge joke, but it must have been the 70s and 80s that started that reputation because maybe the sound gear just sucked and it was always going down. But
I also feel like it's the kind of thing that a lot of times it's the last thing that's considered, and so it's the last thing that you end up waiting on.
Yeah.
And so it pulls attention to it.
I don't know, but I guess it depends on the person. But some of the experiences that I've had, sound has always been very well taken care of, as they should be. Because again, like we said, if you don't have good sound, you're screwed. You're done. At least in the Hollywood productions that I've worked on, I mean, everything is kind of it's equal, okay? But there's budget there, there's money there, everyone's comfortable. Stuff's gonna get done. On some of the indie pictures that I worked on, what I found was more that was art department and costume got the shaft quite a bit, and that's budget as well. Again, there's only so much, and you do want to give more to sound again because it's very important to have thing. Yeah, so. From my experience, I mean, sound has always been very well taken care of, and again, they should be. So, if you can distribute equally, then absolutely do it. Very nice.
We're about to
so
start wrapping it up.
This has been a good topic.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's sound directing.
So
we cover so many.
Well, I guess we have a little bit of an announcement. If you're still watching,
if you are,
then maybe you can.
If you,
my
mom.
Very special for you to keep watching.
So if you're still watching, this is gonna be our last video of Dreaming a Podcast for the foreseeable future. We're gonna go down for a couple of weeks, and we're going to relaunch as something a little different. So there will be more on that. We'll put up a promo at some point before we do that. I just wanted to give a heads up here on the show. So if you're watching, we kind of decided we'd we were gonna stretch it out a little bit, but we knew we wanted to change some stuff on the show. After 8 weeks of doing this, we've had a good amount of feedback and learned a lot. And there's some things that we just want to adjust for the show. So we thought we'd go out with a little bit of a bang, have some more guests.
But so you know, just so it's clear here, I'm going to give you a little like flavor of what's coming in the next couple of weeks. And it involves the space shuttle and walking on Mars.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks for
I thought you were going to say cocaine.
like a real producer would.
Yeah, producer would. The lines of that.
But if you are still
hookers.
watching, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And stay
support and
tuned. Stay
feedback.
tuned for what's coming. There is a whole rest of the week that we're gonna get through, so it's not over yet. If you want to find me, you can find John here on Instagram or on his website. It's Instagram. I'm Zeus7.
It's going to be down here, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere along, like
Somewhere-
right here.
It's right below the
somewhere
table.
around there.
I want
down there.
mine right here.
You want yours like that? We'll put it right
just
there.
make it work for me.
Oh.
So Keith, you can find it a1.com right there.
A1audiodesign.com.
That's why I'm ducking. So
Just real quick,
Is this
space.
a1.com work?
A1audiodesign.com.
a1audiodesign.com.
Yes.
Got it. Sorry, I read that wrong.
And I had a fun fact. Mars is the only planet completely inhabited by robots.
Oh.
Good one, yes.
That is a good one.
Very
fact.
good.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
fact.
good.
True
That's
fact.
pretty good. As far
That
as
we
we know.
of.
Yes,
we
you're right.
know of.
Right? All that water beneath the surface, there could be crazy aliens
Yeah.
that just don't want to come to the
Crazy
top.
And we'll get
My
into that.
We'll get into that.
We'll get that later.
Later.
We'll get that
That'll be
later.
later this
We'll get
week.
that later.
If you want to find me on Twitter, that's not going anywhere. You can find me at John in Paradox.
You can find me at Jose in Paradox. And with that said, friends from the future, we say goodbye from the past.